Hey, good morning, everyone. How are you doing today? This is Hillary, the Marketing Mom. Glad you're able to join me today. Hope that you could see me all right over there on Periscope and on Facebook. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Well, it's afternoon here in Trinidad and Tobago, but good morning to those who are watching from the East Coast. And those who are in Trinidad, good afternoon. How are you doing today? So today, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Hillary. I'm the Marketing Mom. I'm a social media manager, digital marketing specialist, online business coach and trainer. And what do I do? Who do I work with? I work with moms particularly. I am a mom, as you know. If you've been following me for a while, I am a mom, and I work with mothers who are ready to get out of the grind, get ready to get out of that cubicle slave situation and actually build a business online that allows you the freedom to be the mom that you want to be the real super mom, because super moms really don't exist. We're just moms who we do a million and one things at the same time. All right, I'm just going to drop this camera down there. Oh, good, perfect. So now we're a little more in line. All right, so today what I want to be talking to you about is something that a lot of people struggle with in terms of they figure, okay, if I'm not doing this, then I'm not going to be successful. But what I want to challenge you, and you know, we're coming on to the end of November. For those of you who have been speaking about this all week, if you have not registered for the LinkedIn Recruiting Playbook training this Friday on Black Friday, you better do so now. I've shared that link several times over on Facebook, so that you can get that link. All right, but today what I want to be talking to you about is actually funny story, because this morning I woke up really early, and one of my good friends and a fellow marketer, actually, I saw one of his emails come in, and this is something that if you're not doing, even if to just do it to study, get ideas or whatever the case may be, always follow different marketers who you've come along with, you followed, or maybe you're on the same level, same path with. Right, to see what different people are doing. But what was interesting is that for a very long time, for maybe over 4 years, I had followed him, because for 4 years before that, he had been working in his business consistently, day in, day out, and really not having much success. And it kind of goes back to that analogy that I was having with the whole planting. All right, that things take time, you know, crops take time. You plant, you water, you turn the soil over, and you keep doing that day in, day out, but somehow you're not seeing the results. And I remember inside of our elite marketing community, actually, he jumped on a webinar, and this was probably 6 years into his business now, and he shared excuse me, he shared with the community that it took him 5 years to make his first sale. Now, I don't know about you, but I don't know how many people would stick around that long, okay? That you're going to be working at your business for 5 years before you ever get your first sale. And what was interesting is that in his email this morning, because he's been going through some personal things, very much like moms, right? You know, moms, when you get pregnant, you're going through different hormone changes, and all sorts of things are wreaking havoc. Kids are going this way, you're going that way, and your hair is all over the place. And you find it hard to be consistent, all right? And one of the things that I remember is that when I started this business, before I became a mom, I knew that what I'm doing today, I wouldn't be able to sustain always as I became a mom. And that's one of the things that, you know, especially even for young women who you're not a mom as yet, and you're working your business, understand that's one of the first things from a mindset standpoint that I think was very important for me, that actually I got, is that when you are not a mom, right, your expectations are going to be a little different. And you see it even in the work environment. If you're working in the workplace, people who aren't moms, they tend to give a little extra. They could stay back later because they don't have any kids to run home to, or run to go and pick up, or anything like that. So even in your business, what you would find is that you would have been able to do maybe 5 things, slapping those 5 things out consistently every day. Consistency freaks is what he called them. Right? And he called them consistency freaks because the reality is the rest of us are human beings, and the rest of us, sometimes a day is going to come where a day, a month, maybe 2 months, maybe an entire trimester, where you're just not going to be able to do anything. Okay, moms, and I know I'm speaking to you directly, especially my moms who are probably carrying like me. All right, and the reality is, when you aren't able to wake up and be able to hit those 5 things consistently for your business, you have got to switch your mindset to, okay, I can't do 5. Well, what's the one thing that has to get done? And what he does in his business and what he teaches his students is challenges them to just sit down for 15 minutes. Now, many of you know that I've worked around the 2-hour a day concept, the 30-minute, clock. All right. Many of you, if you've been following me, you know that I like this 30-minute slot machine, I call it. And I especially use it during my pregnancies, because those are the times when I'm going to be up and down and up and down. And literally what happens is that you sit down and you set the clock for 30 minutes and you do 30 minutes of focus work, and that's it. All right. And then if you can do another 30 minutes later on in the day, you do it, but you only focus on 30 minutes. And why is this important? Because not every day you're going to be able to hit out your 10 items on your list. Not every day you're going to be able to do all 5 business activities that you know you're supposed to be doing each day, making those calls, emails, blog posts, all of those things if you're in an online marketing business, okay? But what is going to happen is that you're going to realize, if you've been doing it long enough, you're going to realize what's the one thing that I can do that should get done. Is it email, all right? Is it making 1 phone call, 2 phone calls, 3 phone calls, whatever it could be. So if it's phone calls, you're going to sit down for that 30 minutes and you're just going to do phone calls. But you've got to realize that you don't have to be a consistency freak doing 5 to 10 items to become a success. All right. Now, the reality is, if you're able to do that consistently, you'll reach your success quicker. But you, as we've said before, you've got to know what of those 5 things is most absolutely important and do 1. All right. Now, here's the kicker. There are moments when, in your life, in your week, in your day, during your pregnancy, or whatever the case may be, you're going to have like a burst of energy, okay? You're going to feel like you could take on the world. You feel as if you're going to do anything. Utilize that energy, because as moms, you're going to be up and down. And if you've got that burst, use it then. This morning, I had one of those crazy bursts. I woke up at midnight and I was just like, okay, what do I do? And I worked for 15 minutes, not 15 minutes. I worked for 2 hours. All right. Went back to bed. Actually, it was more than 2 hours, because I went back to bed after 3 o'clock this morning. And the reality is, sometimes that happens. So when it does happen, utilize it, get things done, and get as many things done as you can, because the reality is, you don't know when you're going to find that funny burst. Now, if you're very consistent and you could work your 8 to 4, your 9 to 3, or whatever your schedule allows you, especially around your kids, because that's what we're doing. We're building a lifestyle business around our kids, okay? Around our family, around our kids, because they are the focus, they are the center. So it's kind of like, okay, if you could only work up until 1 o'clock because they come home at 1:30, then you got to know, okay, do I have that energy between 9 and 1? Or am I just going to wait until, that burst of energy comes? Now, the reality is, what I've shared with you today is not that you don't do things, but that you still do one thing. So you could still be a quote-unquote consistency freak, but you've got to know that if today is one of those down days, energy-wise, emotionally, whether you're in a slum or what, just get yourself a clock. You've got your phone, get it. Sit down there, set it for 30 minutes. I'm going to challenge you for 30 minutes. My friend, he said 15 minutes, especially if you're on a down day. I'm going to challenge you for 30 minutes, because there's very little you could do in 15 minutes, to be quite honest. Maybe you could write half an email. I don't know, if you're a good writer. Okay? But 30 minutes, set that clock for 30 minutes if you don't feel you could do it. And the reality is, in that 30 minutes, you'll find that you're getting a lot done. And then what happens is that if you're able to go for another 30, what you've actually done is you've taken an entire day that would have been lost, and you've done that 1 hour of work a day. Now remember, I shared that with you, that 1 hour a day. If you apply that 1 hour a day, all right, and we're talking about, okay, you don't have to be consistently doing 6 hours of work a day in your business, 4 hours of work a day in your business. If you could consistently do 1 hour work a day in your business, you're going to make a total shift. All right, remember the calculation that we did, 1 hour over 365 days, blah, blah, blah. All right, if you don't remember it, go back and check out all my other videos. Now, if you want to make 30 minutes change your life, what you've got to do is click on the link in the description of this video. It's HillaryDeFreitas.com/strategy. Join me for your free 30-minute complimentary session. It's a results-oriented strategy session. We're going to figure out exactly what it is that you need to do to take your business forward, move your business in the right direction. Okay, have a great one, and I'll see you tomorrow. Tomorrow is Thanksgiving in the US, but we don't celebrate Thanksgiving here in Trinidad, so you'll be seeing me 12:30 GMT -4. Have a great one. Talk to you soon. Bye, everybody.